Hello, I'm Trooper Robert Purdy with the Kentucky State Police.
I'm Dr. Amy Shutt, Assistant Superintendent of Davis County Public Schools.
This video will introduce law enforcement and school personnel to Kentucky's Handle with Care program. This program is about helping all students across Kentucky succeed socially, emotionally, and academically in and out of the classroom.
Kentucky's Handle with Care is a partnership between law enforcement agencies and local school districts. It is one of the ways schools can collaborate with law enforcement as required in the School Safety and Resiliency Act, KRS 158-4416.
Oftentimes, when law enforcement officials are dispatched to a call, children and teens are present. This could be a vehicle collision, the arrest of a parent or guardian in the presence of the juvenile, an incident of domestic violence, an overdose, or a natural disaster.
Incidents such as these can be traumatic for students and impact behavior, social and emotional well-being, and cognition. Schools can provide assistance to students if we know they have been present at an incident.
When law enforcement officers are on the scene of an incident that involves a child under the age of 18, they will obtain the basic information about the child, including their current school, age, and grade. Law enforcement officials are required to complete electronic reports through the KY-OPS system. Handle with Care is a simple addition to the reporting system that automatically notifies a local school district where the student is enrolled about the juvenile involved in the incident. Once the initial report is generated in the KY-OPS reporting system, the law enforcement officer will simply click the Handle with Care option from the New Report drop-down menu, or right-click the associated incident report and choose the Handle with Care from selected option. Information about the juvenile will then be entered and submitted electronically.
This report will trigger an automated email to notify the district and school prior to the start of the next school day that this student was present at the scene of an incident involving law enforcement. Districts and schools will receive an email with the 3 words, Handle with Care, which includes the student's name, age, and grade. No other information about the incident will be provided.
The automated emails are triggered when the law enforcement officer clicks the Handle with Care button in KY-OPS, but schools have to sign up for Handle with Care in order to receive the notifications. Each local school must sign up individually through their Kentucky State Police Post Victims Advocate. You can find the Victims Advocate contact information by visiting kentuckystatepolice.org and clicking the link to your local KSP post.
When you sign your school up to receive Handle with Care notification, you should be sure to specify multiple staff to receive Handle with Care notification. When deciding who will be listed, consider several things.
Staff must be able to check emails prior to the start of the school day.
Staff must have the flexibility to be able to follow up immediately and to not be delimited to a classroom setting.
Staff who interact with students around social, emotional, and behavioral health matters such as school counselors, school social workers, family resource center coordinators, mental health clinicians should be among those who receive the Handle with Care notification.
A district-level administrator should also be notified so district-level tracking of Handle with Care notifications can support database decisions to drive student services.
Kentucky Handle with Care is a response to support students who have had exposure to trauma. Handle with Care enables supportive adults and mental health gatekeepers to provide a continuum of evidence-based supports for all students to build resiliency and overcome adversity.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jenny Sprang. I'm a professor of psychiatry at the University of Kentucky and executive director of the UK Center on Trauma in Children. You may be wondering why we're spending so much time talking about the trauma experiences of school children. Well, events like family or community violence, being in a house fire or motor vehicle accident, or having someone close to you die suddenly are not just emotionally distressing events. There's about 3 decades of research that tells us that these kinds of experiences can create changes in our brains and our biology. And these changes are not just short-term. The Adverse Childhood Experiences Study clearly documents the toxic effects of these kinds of experiences on the health and mental health of kids throughout childhood and well into adulthood. The good news is there's something we can do about this. Providing corrective emotional experiences through our relationships with children provides a context for healing and recovery. So getting an alert that a child is experiencing something that could be potentially traumatic while protecting the private details of what happened, provides teachers and school officials with opportunities to provide special attention to those kids when they need it the most. This Handle with Care program provides that opportunity.
Handle with Care is likely to identify students who experience and may be living with a range of adversities and traumatic circumstances, such as ongoing domestic violence, a caregiver with a substance use or mental health disorder, inadequate food and shelter, or a lack of emotional support and nurturing.
When schools receive a Handle with Care notification, several things to support the student should be put in place immediately. Create a safe, nurturing environment. Maintain a regular routine, and be sure to let students know in advance of any changes in the schedule. Promote a strong sense of connection to the student. Ask them how they're doing. Observe and respond to any needs. You can do this without letting the student know that you've received the Handle with Care notification. Just give them a little extra attention. Observe, identify, and respond to any practical needs. Does the student need a change of clothes, to wash their hands or face, school supplies, breakfast, lunch, or snack, or maybe even a quiet place to lie down? Observe, identify, or respond to any changes in behavior, demeanor, or functioning. If you notice a student is struggling, quietly, privately, and gently ask them if there's anything you can do to help. Make some suggestions that maybe they spend some time in the Peace Corner or safe space, drawing, reading, or listening to music, using some calming activities. Or maybe they can spend some time in the counselor's office or the nurse's office. You can do this without letting the student know you received the Handle with Care notification, just offering support because you see that they're a little bit distressed. Adjust any academic expectations and requirements. Postpone tests or presentations. Avoid calling on the student for reading aloud or working out problems on the board. Continue to monitor the student. Identify any signs of distress that may indicate the need for a behavioral health, medical, or other referral or support service. If the student is already connected to a school counselor or behavioral health provider, be sure to collaborate with those colleagues to check in on the student. And of course, continue to monitor the student in the coming days, weeks, and even months. Remember that everybody responds to trauma differently. Some students may experience some distress immediately. Others may appear to be unaffected or maybe numb or on automatic pilot, but they may have some response later on. And remember, it's not our place to ask questions or investigate the incident.
Knowing the types of supports a student may need, schools should think carefully about who to alert to the Handle with Care for a particular student. It's important to respect the confidentiality and privacy of students and only share the Handle with Care notification with those who need to know in order to be able to offer support and resources to the student. This may include
principals,
school counselors,
school psychologists,
school social workers,
classroom teachers, family resource and youth services center coordinators,
mental health therapist,
school resource officer.
In addition, think about other people who interact with the student and may have a positive and supportive connection to the student, including
bus drivers,
food service staff,
custodians,
coaches.
It is important for district-level administrators to also receive Handle with Care notifications to ensure data-driven processes are used to inform student support services. This may include
superintendents,
assistant superintendent,
safe schools coordinators,
director of pupil personnel.
I'm John Akers, the director of the Kentucky Center for School Safety, and I support the Handle with Care program. Back in 2019, the General Assembly did us a great service by passing Senate Bill 1, the School Safety Resiliency Act. It's a school safety act, but it's a child safety act as well. And one of the parts of that, it deals with students who have been exposed to trauma outside the four walls of a school. I think it's only appropriate for folks that have knowledge about a child being traumatized outside of the four walls of a school, such as law enforcement, to be able to tell the educators that, hey, this child may have something going on and may need to have some additional assistance when he comes to school. So we certainly support something like this, and our educators certainly need this so we can also help our children when the time comes.
Hello, I'm Ben Wilcox, Kentucky State School Security Marshal. As part of Kentucky's School Safety and Resiliency Act, which was enacted March 11, 2019, it states that each local school board shall develop a plan for implementing trauma-informed approach in its schools. This plan must include collaboration with Kentucky State Police, local sheriff, and the Chief of Police to create procedures for notification of trauma-exposed students. Handle with Care is a way we are ensuring that portion of the bill is fulfilled for all Kentucky school districts. We are very excited to support Handle with Care and its goal to support Kentucky's trauma-exposed students.